Question 3, factory making switches and probability a switch is defective is 4 hundredths, or you can think of it as 4%. And the factory tests a random sample of 100 switches. Find the mean number of defective switches. So what would be the average number? And again, the formula here is just how many things we have. So we have 100 switches times the probability that it's defective, and it's defective 4 hundredths. And so we just multiply that out. We find that the answer is 4. So that's our mean number of defective switches in the sample. And then part B, we're asking to find the probability that there are exactly 6 defective switches in the sample. And so we have probability X being that it's a defective switch, and we want to know what's the probability that there will be exactly 6 defective switches in the sample. And so there's 100 samples. We want 6 of them to be defective. The probability of one being defective to the power of 6, and then we want the other switches not to be defective, and they have a probability of 0.96, and that's to the 94th power. Again, a reminder that these two exponents should add up to the number of trials, or the number of switches that you have. And again, we work that out on our calculator. And we come up with the answer to 3 significant figures of 0.105. Now on to part C. 3C is asking us to find the probability that there is at least one defective switch. And again, we have this phrase of at least one. So I will think of it as I'm going to find the probability that there are 0 defective switches and subtract that from 1, and that would give me the probability that there would be at least one defective switch. And so we have 1 minus, and then I'm just going to write out the formula. Again, showing your work, you can write out the formula, but then the work is all done in your calculator. So out of our 100 switches, we want 0 of them to be defective, and so again, 0 defective switches and 100 of them being okay. We work this out on the calculator, and we find this to be when I subtract and round to 3 significant figures, 0.983